the operatives in the aviation center or sector needs constant engagement. They also need for you to improve upon your facilities. For instance, doing business in Ghana airspace sometimes looks very expensive, so they pass on the bills. If we have centers to maintain or for them to refuel and they will not go to any other country, at least doing the cost of business will be reduced and airfares will also have a reduction in them. So when approved by this committee, it is my interest to engage them, so that we look at some of the operational challenges and government address them for them to be able to operate freely in our airspace. Thank you, Chairman.
Chairman, this is a follow-up. So just to bring to your attention that services generally for a lot of aircrafts coming to Ghana are not the best. So just want to find out if you have any plans to ensure that Ghanaians or passengers coming to Ghana and traveling outside Ghana, out of Ghana, are given the best of services.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like I said, it's about engaging the airline operators and letting them know that the services they are rendering to us, we are not pleased with it. So that they will be able to now review, or you will review together with them. You can create the enabling environment for our passengers or our people to enjoy comfortable travels. Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Chair, I just want to wish the nominee well. As a Sabuba boy, I'm very sure he's going to deliver. And I'm sure the Uchabobo himself is here to support you. I wish you well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I give the floor to Ritana Odolesoa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
I'll come to you.
I wish to congratulate the nominee. Nominee by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and I wish you well in your ministry. I know and I trust that you will deliver. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I recognize Dominic Nitiwood, Honorable.
Honorable
former Defense Minister.
Yes. So first of all, let me congratulate you on your nomination to the high office of Transport Minister. You are one of the few people who, across both sides, really doesn't have much problems. That's why you see they are not, even though they will grill you to find out exactly your competence, but character-wise, they don't really have a problem with you. But duty calls. So it's my duty to find out how you are going to handle your position and wish you well. I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the people of the Sauba area. You are my brother. When it comes to politics, you are here. I want to take your seat. You want to take mine. But I wish you well. And I have to congratulate you for where you have gotten yourselves up to. And I wish you really, really well from the bottom of my heart. But Honorable, you are going to operate in the transport ministry that encompasses all these railway, airports, the roads, the transport area, these buses, all these things. Our people want to ensure that they can travel in safety and in dignity. You have all these transport unions who you are going to manage. You have all these airport people you are going to manage. I want to find out from you how you will be able to put up all these groups of people together to ensure that 4 years down the line, we do not hear issues regarding your ministry when it comes to the issue of transport in this nation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our transport unions in the country, like I said, they've done a lot to help us move, to help us transport our goods. They are the only major players when it comes to the areas of transport. Engagement with respect and openness to them. I would if approved by this committee, try to establish the relationship between the unions and the ministry, such that we will engage even before any issues of disturbances will arise. So when given the nod, I will continue with the engagement with the unions to ensure that I will help them to solve some of the problems that are affecting them, such that any time we will also have to engage them in the reduction of fares or in the fixing of fares, they will listen to us and act to help Mother Ghana run. Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, the world is changing. In a country like Germany, especially Europe, the United States, China, a lot of countries, they are giving themselves between 2030 and 2035 not to have diesel-run engines on their roads. Especially in Ghana, the previous government wanted to put a policy of running public transport with electric. I want to find out from you, looking into the people of Ghana, which will have drastically reduced transport fares, whether you will continue with that policy when you are given the nod by Parliament and, of course, sworn in by the President.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I heard the question very well, it's indicating that the past government already ordered some electronic vehicles. If so, we will put them into use, assess them and see whether they are suitable for our conditions. And if they fit our conditions, why not? We will continue to enroll them onto our transport sector. Thank you, Chairman.
So, Mr. Chairman, once again, I want to wish you well. I'm sure that this committee will find favor in you. I want to really wish you well and also hope that you make sure that you. Oh, as I said before, he's my brother. But once I am here, he's there. So politically, we are directly opposite. But when we get home, we go to the same house. So when we get home, we will fight in the house. But I wish you really, really well. God bless you.
Thank you, Chairman. It will be a positive fight.
Thank you. I recognize Achikwi.
Okay, my friend. Congrats. Congratulations.
Thank you, Leader.
Just one or two questions. I'm concerned about vehicular traffic. And if you scan around the world, city authorities are taking measures to control vehicular traffic and movement of public transport. You can bring London and other cities in wake, where the movement of private vehicles to city centers attract some extra taxation or some payment of some funds, Traffic congestion is a problem and a challenge in our transport sector. It impacts on economic activity, movement of goods, people here and there. It's a challenge. Have you reverted your mind about it? And going into this very important ministry, what kind of solutions do you have to address this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you look at our transport sector, it is only the road transport that is being patronized the most. Sometimes the air transport, leaving the rail and then the sea transport. If I'm approved by this committee, we will engage the private sector to also venture into the sea transport, the rail transport, such that we can ease our roads, or maybe we'll have alternative means of travel to get our roads decongested. So, Chairman, if I'm approved, these are some of the things we are going to be doing to ensure that we have an effective and efficient transport system in our country. Thank you.
Honorable, this is the last one, the very last. What is your appreciation of the Buankra Inland Project? I'm sure you have had some briefing on it. If you are not Well, you are the technical person. If you are not comfortable to speak to it, fine. But if you are, what kind of facts can you share? And going to the ministry, what assurance can you give to Ghanaians that indeed is something you are going to follow through to see to its completion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Bonkra Inland Port, as present, is about 75% complete, meaning that it is still having some works to be done. But the operational challenges are that we do not have any railway lines to the Bonkra port. And so we still rely on cargo trucks by road. When I'm given the approval by you, the next thing to do is to engage the private sector, so that we can get them to invest in the railway to Bonkra to Kumasi, so that they can cut bulk cargo and passengers to the Bonkra port and from Bonkra port up to Kumasi. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I proceed to recognize Honourable Minority Leader.
Honourable Nominee, first, you're welcome to our hearing one more time.
Thank you, Leader. Chairman.
So, were you aware of this portfolio prior to your being nominated?
No, Chairman.
Have you received briefings on this portfolio after your nomination?
Yes, Chairman.
Which agencies are you going to have under your ministry?
Mr. Chairman, I will have the air sector, the road sector, the rail sector, and the marine sector. Thank you, Chairman.
Honourable Nominee, I wish you well. You will hear from the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. My brother, Nikwe Kaula.
Alafi, Chairman.
Aman Alafi.
Chairman, Mala Alafi.
Congratulations. Let me proceed to recognize knowledge. First on my list is Peace Mahama, spouse of the nominee. Ucha Bobo Mataboan. Adolf Ali John. H.E. Moses Bukari. Mobingbana. Mabingban. No, I am pronouncing what is here. Mabingbanan. George B. Umbe, Constituency Chairman. Bosoji Wise, Constituency Secretary. Omega Timothy, Constituency Organizer. Salamatu Luko, Constituency Women Organizer. Nantin Muyo and Roland M. Kofi. You are most welcome. We have Director from the Ministry of Transport. And we have the transport operators, GPRTU, GRTCC. We have directors from agencies of the Ministry of Transport. We have the Northern Youth Organizer, Mumuni. We have Amuzu Joseph, former Vice Chairman, NDC Northern Region. We have Nuru Abdullah, Special Aid to the MP. We have Peter Adam Bukai, a friend to the nominee. Our revered guests, you are welcome. Honorable nominee, you hear from the committee, and we thank you for attending upon the committee and to answer our questions. Surely you hear from us. You are hereby discharged.
Thank you, Chairman and the committee.
So who is next?
They are done for the day. They are done. They are done for the day. They are done for the day. They are done for the day. They are close. 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 We are not. We are not. We are not. It's not happening. It's not happening. We are tired. We are tired. We are compromised. It's enough. We are not doing it. We are not doing it. We are not going. We are not dancing. It's not happening. 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 It's not.
You're seeing now, information we're picking is that the next person scheduled to be vetted is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Foreign Affairs Minister-Designate, but the minority members of the committee say they will not be part of it if it should happen tonight. They want it postponed to tomorrow, but the majority say they insist that he should be vetted tonight. So that is what is playing out now, with the majority MPs on this committee insisting that Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa should be vetted tonight. But the minority say they would not allow that and be part of any vetting of Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa tonight. They want it postponed to tomorrow. So that is what is showing right now and led to this disagreement and the hitting of tables, as we're seeing now on the screen. So that is... And this was expected, because there are many who have predicted, and you would not be wrong if you're part of those who believe that Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa's vetting is going to be a very long one. And for the minority, that's why they don't want it done tonight. The majority say it has to be tonight. We're also learning that the Health Minister-Designate, Kwabena Kando, is also there in the waiting room to be vetted. So we would hear from the committee chair shortly. But it has been words of agreement and disagreement from the majority and minority on the Appointments Committee of Parliament. Stay with us here on TV3. In fact, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa is just about taking his seat before the Appointments Committee of Parliament, and the minority say they will not be. In fact, it is also now been asked to make way for Kwabena Kando to take his seat. So as we just indicated to you, the Health Minister Designate Kwabena Kando, the Dwaboso MP, is the one who has taken his seat now. And the minority indicated they don't want to be part of it. They don't want this to happen tonight. They want it postponed to tomorrow. Now let's cross over back there to the Appointments Committee sittings right now. What you're seeing right now on the screen is the minority members of the appointments committee have put chairs on the table, indicating their disapproval and lack of willingness to have the Minister-Designate for the Health Ministry vetted tonight. They say they would not allow that vetting to take place. They will not be part of it. They have prevented the clerk in administering that oath to that Minister-Designate to proceed. They have insisted that they want this vetting done tomorrow. The majority side in this appointments committee say they want the vetting done tonight. And that is what has led to this confusion that we're seeing right now. The Minister-Designate for the Health Ministry, the Duaboso MP, Kwabena Kando, from the information we're getting from our men on the ground in the appointments committee, he has been there since morning with his family and chiefs, persons from his constituency. And so the indication is that they wouldn't want to go without him being vetted tonight. Well, guess what? He's not the only one who is there. Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, the Member of Parliament for the North Tongue, Minister-Designate for the Foreign Affairs Ministry, is also there. He's seated right now. We're going to put the cameras on Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa right now. There you have him, with Kwabena Kando ready to take the oath for him to be vetted. But the minority members on the appointments committee put their chairs on the table. In fact, they have dismantled the entire table arrangement, indicating their disapproval of the decision to have the vetting of Kwabena Kando take place tonight. So if you're seeing this confusion on the screen right now, that is what has led to it. There's some information coming through that the So the disagreement continues and the misunderstanding, confusion we're seeing right now continues, and the information we're getting is that there was near fisticuff at the appointments committee as a result of this misunderstanding we're seeing right now. And George Quening, my colleague, is there for us. We're going to cross over to George Quening right now. George, talk to us. What's going on there? What's the resolution on the way forward on this matter? We've seen some of the microphones used by the appointments committee for the vetting. Some of them have been pushed off the table on the ground. The table arrangements have been disorganized by the minority because of their position that they would not want the vetting of Kwabena Kando, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa to take place tonight. The majority leader, Mama Yariga, is getting into in fact, we understand there's a conversation right now between the majority leader and the minority leader, who has just turned to his caucus and members to calm down. We've seen Frank Anod on prayer as well now, trying to arrange the tables. There's some near fisticuff between Hassan Tampoli and Nelson Roxin Dafiamepo. Hassan Tampoli is held on to Nelson Roxin Dafiamepo's smoke. Let's go back there right now. Oh, it's live here on TV3 on 3FM 92.7. The coverage of this ministerial vetting of President John Mahama's nominees by the Appointments Committee. This process has been brought to a standstill. We've seen tables turned upside down and the equipment dismantled. The minority indicating they would not allow the vetting of Kwabena Mintah-Kano to take place. He is taking his seat already. George Quinning is there for us. George, tell us a bit more about what we are seeing on the screen right now.
Thank you so much, Alfred. And honestly, it's actually a scene here at the vetting chamber. And so what you brought about the chaos is the fact that the minority insisted that after the vetting of the Transport Minister-Designate, that would have been the end of it. But in all, 7 Minister-Designate were expected to be vetted today, but 4 have been done. And so for the majority, there was some sort of delay in questioning. The ranking member's line of questions took more than 3 hours when he was vetting the Minister-Designate for Sam George, Minister-Designate for Environment, Digital Technology and Innovation. And so for him, he did the delay and so forth. The majority is that the vetting should continue, but the minority was not in tandem with them. So that's why they caused this sort of chaos. So most of the materials here have been destroyed. So clearly tomorrow, even if it's not here, it will be very difficult for us to see this very vetting because some of the microphones and the tables have been destroyed.
Some of the microphones have been destroyed.
I can say 6 microphones that have been destroyed here.
I see. Now, we saw some fisticuff between the majority chief whip, that's Nelson Ross Dafiamepo, and a member of the committee on the minority side, that's Hassan Tampoli. Tell us about that right now.
So the threat was directed to, administer the oath to allow the Minister-Designate to administer the oath for the vetting to continue. But the ranking member directed the class not to do that because they are insisting that it should not justify actually to do it. And so she was answering the question, asking whether to take the direction from the minority or from the majority. So she was actually confused. And so it's using I think it was the name, Adatiamapo, insisting that she goes ahead with the administration of the oath. And that really, I think it was the center of the controversy and really triggered the minority to do whatever they did this evening.
I see. But we see some of the tables also turned upside down by the minority.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. So with the tables, I saw the MP for New Japan, and he was actually in charge of that very act. And also saw Shaib, who is the MP for Wager. So these 2 MPs were actually at the center of the distraction. They be captured on video, trying to turn the tables and cause some sort of mayhem, which was going to distract the continuation of the event.
I see. But we see the police there now.
Yes.
Tell me what's going on as we're seeing on the screen.
I can say that the presence of police has got some sort of some sort of sanity. And so when we see whether or not this vetting will continue. But the chairman, of course, will have to make some remarks to know the way forward. But the applicants they try to see if they can put some of the things, they can salvage some of the destroyed items, taking with the tables. But the microphones, like I mentioned, some of them have been destroyed. So that one will be a bit of problem. But they're trying to actually trying to put some things together and see if the vetting can continue. But they would have to get remarks from the chairman to know the way forward. So as you can see the visuals, they're broken down tables. They're trying to take it out of the chamber. And so persons who are occupying that place would have to find an alternative space to sit for the vetting to continue if only will continue this very easy.
And this is the table on the minority side. You say the minority MPs.
Yes, that's the minority side. And it has 3 members on that side. So what that means is that they would have to get an alternative space or chairs that would accommodate them if really the vetting will continue.
And we see much of this from the minority side, and the majority MPs have been ordered by their leadership to stay composed and not move there. Is that what's happening?
But Abuja is insisting that no matter what the minority does, the vetting will continue. And he's very, very eager about it and confident about that. And he's trying to ensure that he will just find out the letter to ensure that happens. Regardless of what the minority does, he would ensure that the vetting continues. He even went to the clerk and ensure that he administers the oath to the Minister-Designate. So clearly, the stance of the majority is what it is. It's emphatic. They will make sure the vetting continues, regardless of the opposition by the minority.
I said, but where is the chair of the committee, the first deputy speaker? Where is he?
The chair of the committee, I see him, Bernard Anyafo, is seated next to the majority leader, and I also see Afeni Martin also there. So maybe some sort of consensus is trying to be, built. So both of them I get majority leader, the chairman, also the deputy minority leader, also get majority. And so clearly, let's do some consensus to be built. And the way forward, whether that will be the continuation of this very event.
I say, and George, if you could get close to a couple of them and see if you can just get a few words from any of the MPs where you are right now.
So I have Samuel Ogun next by his journey. But let me talk to the Minister for Labour. Sorry, pardon me. The Minister for Trade, Elizabeth. Opposition generation, she wanted to talk to me early on. I don't know what she is trying because of the student. Okay, so Professor Bayo is here. Professor Bayo, you're live on TV. Just share with us what you make of what I just transpired right now.
Yeah, hello. It's Alfred and your viewers. It's an unfortunate development that has occurred. That some calm is occurring or returning. There's some de-escalation, and we hope that calm will return very soon so we can go ahead. Hello, Alfred.
George, yes. Can we get closer? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. No, so I was saying that what's the resolution now? What have you decided to do going forward?
So leadership is about to communicate the decision after some consultation.
Right. If we can get closer, great. Let's get closer and hear. Let's get closer and hear what Mama Yarga, the majority leader, is going to say. Maybe give us an indication of what we'll be done going forward. Thank you so much.
That's about to address that.
Thank you. So these are live videos from the Appointments Committee where the minority... Let's hear from Mama Yarga now.
Things that we are seeing are being projected to the rest of the country and to the world. The whole world knows that Ghana has one of the most beautiful and functioning democracies. The Ghana Parliament remains an envy of many parliaments. We've had an election that was so beautiful. The losing side conceded, and the whole world acclaimed us, and we could see that by the number of heads of states who came to witness the transition. So please, let us not destroy that image, that enviable image that we have carved for ourselves to the rest of the world as a beautiful, functioning democracy. I am pleading with all sides. I am pleading with all sides. As you can see, we would have continued, but logistically, it is no longer possible to continue. Logistically. the microphones have all been destroyed. And you know that with the microphones destroyed, it will be difficult for the media to carry the proceedings live on their various stations. They may carry the image, but they cannot carry the voice. And vetting is about assessing and evaluating the nominee. As it is now, we in this room may be able to assess, evaluate them by hearing them, but the rest of the country will not be able to do that. The technical staff have closed and they have gone home. And so there's no way, even if they were here, the destruction of some of the machines here cannot be easily replaced tonight. So for that reason, it is practically impossible to continue with the vetting. So I'm pleading with all sides, that we should bring proceedings to an end, and tomorrow, given that the facilities here have been destroyed, by morning we will designate a new location within the House to continue with the vetting of the nominees. But before I end, let me caution everybody that, you see, all of us have supporters out there. All of us need to satisfy our supporters. And so, when we are vetting, let's make good use of the time allocated to us so that we can be efficient, we can vet as many people as possible so that we can have the ministers at the various ministries functioning and delivering on the commitments that Ghanaians endorsed at the polls by the way they voted. So I am pleading with members of the committee. And I will have discussions with my colleague, the minority leader, so that we can come to some conclusion on the time allocation and how long it will take to get the nominees. So please, I'm pleading with you. Because what we have done today, we have seriously damaged our reputation as a family. We have seriously damaged our reputation as a family. It will take us a lot of effort to redeem ourselves. But I know that Ghanaians can forgive, and they will forgive us. We are going forward. Let us be decent when we are doing the best. Right. Spend 3 hours, 4 hours. Actually, it's not right. It provokes a lot of people. I'm not saying we shouldn't ask any questions, but let's be moderate in our approach. I can understand the passions and the anger forming the decision to continue, even though today you have done so well. Indeed, today you are scheduled to get 3
Let's continue.
You agreed among yourselves, and then they did 4. Then you agreed among yourselves. We extended it to 6. Unfortunately, the development now makes it difficult to continue. Let's continue. So I'm dealing with them. Bear with us. We're ending proceedings, and tomorrow we'll continue. Meanwhile, stop today. We will have to continue the
Let's continue.
You lost the election.
What's come back? You entered the
You begin to power. Get over it. Get over it.
Leader, we don't support your argument. Leader, we don't support your argument. We wasted our effort. We'll not stay and support the next time. Waste our time. So that with these people, this macro minority group has succeeded in stopping our vetting. Look, are you this macro people, you succeeded in stopping our vetting.
The clerk advertised they had a pre-sitting, they agreed to 3 later in the afternoon they said 4. And then again said that let's compromise on 1. He said okay, then make it 5. Just as we finish the thing, we realized that they already get over it. And then they thought that we were
Well, so the majority leader, Mama Yariga, just addressed the press on this matter. George Quinn is going to be joining us on the telephone in a bit to just give us a bit more detail on the aftermath of the press conferences. There's been a resolution that this vetting of Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and Kwabena Takando will not take place. The members of the Appointments Committee are leaving the room now. But prior to this, as you saw on the screen, gave you live videos of the chaos and the confusion that led to the destruction of property at the Appointments Committee by the minority MPs in the Appointments Committee when they were indicating their displeasure and the decision not to allow the vetting of Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa and Kwabena Mintakando to take place. Per the records, as was detailed by the majority leader, that's Honorable Mama Yariga, microphones have been destroyed, as we saw on the screen, and a table in that committee has also been destroyed. And you saw on the screen earlier that particular table being lifted off and the microphones that have been destroyed, some of which you see on the screen right now, as a result of that chaos that we saw. And the fisticuffs we also captured live between the Gushewu Member of Parliament, Hassan Tampoli, and the Majority Chief Whip. We saw him hold the smoke of the Majority Chief Whip. That led to some fisticuff. It had to take the police detail to Parliament to bring some level of order in the place. Now, what we are seeing on the screen now are these microphones that have been destroyed because of this confusion and the chaos that we saw not long ago by the minority who indicated that they would not allow the vetting to take place. And earlier, right from the beginning, the charge to have this not take place, we saw Jerry Ahmed Shaib, the MP for Wejagbawe, and a second deputy minority lead, the MP, the minority chief whip, and also the minority chief whip himself leading the charge to have this not take place. So in fact, it had to then be left to the decision by the leadership of Parliament, by essentially the majority leader indicating that this is a blot on our democracy.
And so if we pursue the vetting, it might not be possible. So practically, it's impossible for us to continue with the vetting. These are some of the items that have been damaged. And so tomorrow, they will get an alternative place to ensure that this vetting takes place. That will be the Speaker's office, which doesn't take a lot of people, doesn't accommodate a lot of people. So clearly, maybe the numbers may be dropped. If a nominee is supposed to bring 10 people, it may be dropped to, let's say, 5. I'm just saying. But this is what it is. We still want to get reactions from some people that came. But who supporting why?
Honorable Okujeto, I will speak English. Okay, Okujeto Abrakwa. I'm Wisdom Ajadako, Deputy Communication Officer for North Town constituency. What happened today is rather unfortunate. I'm really disappointed in the micro-minority MPP.
Can you stop using that word? Because
no.
It has bred a lot of problems.
But that is it. It's the micro-minority in Parliament. The micro-minority. And it's rather unfortunate for what they did today. It's uncalled for. Destruction of state properties just because of vetting. You understand? Upon your markings, what was the question he was asking some judge? What was
as a ranking member,
those questions
as a ranking member, he has unlimited.
He has unlimited. Why? 3 hours asking irrelevant question. What was the question? What has it brought? What has it end? It's uncalled for.
I'll come to you. So what are your concerns?
My concern is one. The president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, should appoint narcotic control board chairman. It's a problem. Whenever he
let's talk to the issue. Let's talk to the issue.
Whenever he appoints a narcotic control board chairman, the minority will stop what they're doing.
Why are you confident about that being more like a?
I said when he appoints the narcotic control board chairman, the minority will stop what they're doing.
Why? I want to understand.
They are misbehaving too much.
I'm trying to make sense. Pardon me. But so
yourself that they whole parliamentarians, what they've done here this evening, the team they spoiled now, who's going to take responsibility of it? It is you and I, our tax money. So things like this, we need to condemn it. Look at what is.
I know, but so I'm coming, guys. So according to the majority leader, Mahama Ayariga, the reputation of the parliament has been damaged, and so we'll take a lot of efforts to repair that very reputation. It will take a lot, and he was really, really serious about what his words were. And
tell him that this is just the beginning. We are in. We are going
to fight him. Well. Clearly, tempers are high. I know tempers are high. Wait, guys, wait. Guys, at the end of the day, yes, the majority leader says we should come back tomorrow. Clearly, we cannot work with these damaged items. But there were others who were insisting, some members of parliament on the NDC side, insisting that let's go ahead with these damaged items.
But you realize that I'm coming. You see, no, they can't continue. As majority leader has said, they can't continue from now. So tomorrow, definitely, I'm aware they will come and continue with it. All these microphones that got damaged today, they are going to fix them. Or they are going to replace them. And definitely, work will continue.
So,
really disappointed.
Okay, so today there were 7 Minister-Designate that were expected to be vetted, and 4 of them were vetted, and so it's left with 3, and that included the Minister-Designate for Health, that's Minta Akanda, who was to be vetted before this whole confusion. Obviously, it's not a good sign. If you ask me personally, these are my views, and like the majority has read, he said the reputation of the parliament has been seriously damaged, and so we'll take a lot of efforts to get that repaired. And so we've had some exclusive, some behind the scenes that took place here. We've uploaded that on Facebook, we've uploaded it on Instagram, so you can watch it. If you missed it, if you just tune in, if you missed it, you can watch it if you go onto our socials. And so let's go out and get more reactions from
that we've seen ourselves, and then we have no option than to go home, prepare, and then tomorrow we'll come back for events to continue.
Why don't you say that we can even continue to work with the team that have been destroyed? Even if maybe we're getting a technical point, are you confident that we can even have the result tomorrow?
Yes, with the technical expertise in Parliament here, I'm sure they should be able to fix this problem by 9 a.m. tomorrow, so that proceedings can continue. Because looking at people that came all the way from Sevi to come and support the health minister designate, that is Minta Akanda, they all cannot go back to Sevi and then come maybe on a given date again. So maybe they will hang around. By tomorrow, Parliament should be able to fix this problem so that they will come back for proceedings to continue.
Okay, let me ask you, the standing order, my ranking member, that's Alexander Penny-Markin, has unlimited questions to ask. Do you think it should be reviewed? Because at least he took more than 3 hours. Yes, that we admit. Do you think that should be reviewed? As even Alaga says to have a talk with him.
I think so. I think that we'll have to review that. I'm not sure if it's a clause or it's just by discretion, but I think that it must be reviewed, because obviously if she decides to go 3 days, then nobody is going to stop him. But that is not going to help. I think that we can still ask relevant questions and then still make it short. So I think it must be reviewed.
Sure. Thank you so much. Must be reviewed. And so these are lots of guests who came to support the Minister-Designate for Health. He's concerned about the duration, and clearly something must be done. But the Minister has mentioned that he will talk to the minority leader about this, and so that we know the way forward. For too much. I mean, we're so grateful. But this is actually about them. So I think, say, we'll come and come with him.
Say, I come and come.
No, thank you. I think make
But so, I would answer. Oh,
FIFA, I'm supporting.
Abrakwa, any bra. And to know so about watching it.
We're going to
a fame, battle, Abrakwa wood. Let me fight here. Baby, I have support. Baby, and your blog body. Not just your auto. Let me have one by easy. Name your dual in a draw day. Not drawn. I
fear me back here. Me fear me back.
Not drawn in outdoor. Name you if you had no bottle. You if you ship bottom or ship or today. Never a black off on a low. You form like gay, Jama Fadi. me fi magachi kpoto ho magasu yakayaka ho enta nu ye joy ge fiere manya po mi jo garana nke opo gawe fe ma po boye kai fe ga nke to gba mi aka
acho mi wo gela
acho mi ga fa ode acho mi ga fa mi ga ro bu vafia
mata no akra
hai hon ma doma america onu na ta mi va chonde kai.
So these are supporters of the Minister-Designate for Foreign Affairs, Kujito Ablakwa, and so they came all the way from the Volta region, and for them they cannot go back again, but they're really concerned about that, and I don't know if they can but they don't even know where they're going to sleep because they didn't budget for that, and so it's really a serious issue, and so they don't really like what has transpired this very evening. What she said is they are in power, and so they can actually put the laws into their hands, which of course is not a good thing to say. But people are na yapomacho na fear about 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, my cafe na fime magalasa for by bedroom for 3. Cafe less come less for my job for people for 4. At 5 Comado station. 5 man your sister by commitamo. And then Vado Giabe. Away at 10. Yeah, at 10 in Vado Gia. And then we ended them Valade. Nyakon waje fi oto ajaka to on wonke iva kwa amara kape ko ba ko nuye dale ije mi la power ma o ba ga du mi echi okay la kronya na wo da ke no do fede no jagba.
Okay, so they came here as early as 5 a.m. to monitor the vetting of their MP, but it's quite disappointing that it didn't really happen, and so going back to the Volta region will be a problem for them. They don't even know where exactly they're going to sleep, and so this is what they are saying, and that was what they said in the Ewe dialect, and that's what I've actually, translated for you. But it's actually a serious concern. I want to, engage some of the members of parliament who are the matter of this very controversy. And clearly the site was, something very, you cannot even describe, yeah? And so the majority leader has insisted that he will talk to the minority on this issue in terms of the duration of the vetting, at least even if the ranking member has, unlimited questions to ask, that can actually be tweaked and control that to ensure that the duration, of course, would be very comfortable for at least more numbers to be interviewed at the end of the day. Vetted today, but it was actually altered to 7, and 4 were vetted, and the other 3 that were supposed to be vetted was what the minority insisted that it should not continue. So that's what caused the mayhem. And so I saw in the video the MP for New Jobin, and I also saw the MP for Wager Bawe Shaib, who were at the center of that very controversy, trying to turn the tables, spoil the microphones and all that. And so that is, of course, some of the items that have been destroyed. Will he go ahead, even if both sides resolve that we should go ahead with them? The microphones, most of them have been damaged. The tables, which accommodated some members of parliament on the minority side, have been damaged. And so we cannot proceed with it. And so these were the clear words of the majority leader, Mahama Yariga. And so it's a reason it's been put on hold, and we'll come back tomorrow to continue, which is around 10 a.m. And so you can see the agitations here, just, a reflection of what really has transpired there. It's more like confusion also here. And if you see honorable members of parliament, doing this sort of act, begs for more, answers than questions. And so I wish I could get some members of parliament here to talk to, but I think most of them have gone to the offices or even left the premises. Boss, problem is saying.
Yes,
problem is saying.
What's it?
Then of course, like then.
I said, the whole Ghana. I look at Sema or Maka Kraka way. No more vetting keke. Mokwayano. Nina, nobody young to qua. And you cry a disgrace crab.
No show TV, so now all inside.
No, show TV. Well, what about Pukoya at the tables? Oh, are they? Who's I? And you cry.
Who says, you're moving forward. Questions now, you're review now. Maybe I say,
question, don't. Yeah, tell us, well, yeah,
pardon me. I've seen the minister for trade with me. Honorable, you were supposed to speak earlier. Honorable, you're alive. Honorable, you're alive. No, Honorable, you're alive. Okay, so Honorable has declined to talk to me. Honorable Elizabeth. Okay. Honorable. Okay, so yeah. Honorable Elizabeth. Okay, put it down. So she wants. Let me. Okay. Okay. So Honorable Elizabeth Ofosojare will be talking to me shortly. She just wants to, keep her staff in good contact. Not in good contact,
and let her talk to me. Because earlier, oh no, earlier it's not that. It's not. So, Honorable Elizabeth Ofusojare is the Minister of Trade and Agribusiness, and she is actually going to talk. Mommy, I'm so sorry. Apologize. So I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'll apologize, and like you mentioned, you were supposed to talk to me earlier. I'm sorry for what has transpired.
Yes, and you know, I was holding my drink, and I didn't think it was nice to appear like I had to put it down. Not that I would decline to speak to a journalist, because if I want to talk to you today, tomorrow I'll need you.
Take me as your son. You know my son.
Yes. So yes. What do you want me to say?
You were very furious in the chamber when that happened.
I was sitting.
But you wanted to talk to me. You were a bit furious about it. What transpired in Parliament?
These are your words. I think what has happened is unfortunate. The vetting was going on in earnest. I don't know why the minority behaved that way, but I want to put this behind me and hope that tomorrow the vetting will go on nicely.
So what your majority leader says the reputation of Parliament has been tarnished and brutally damaged, considering the acts that was perpetrated in the chamber. Are you on the same side?
I don't think it's the reputation of Parliament generally. It's the because certainly they caused it. We didn't. We're sitting down ready to do the vetting. So it's the reputation of the minority that has been tarnished. And we are all not happy about it.
Moving forward, do you think we should review the number of questions that members ask?
Certainly. There must be job the person is going to do, and we shouldn't abuse an opportunity. If you are given a discretion in everything, you know how discretions are sorted out. So if you have a discretion to ask limitless number of questions, you have to exercise that discretion judiciously.
Thank you so much. Honorable Elizabeth Ofusojare is the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and she is really concerned about the line of questions. She's also on the same page that we should have a review of these questions, and these relevant questions should be posed to these nominees. At the end of the day, we'll actually save time and ensure that more numbers are vetted on that very day. And so if you just tune in, you missed a lot. And there was an altercation in the chamber. Yes. In which capacity are you talking about?
You see, by this time around, we are saying it's not normal. Please, I'm from Western.
You came to support Akanda?
Yes, see, some of our chiefs are in our midst. Are you listening? So it is not good for our leaders to treat our chiefs as such by maintaining them to be here up till now. The chairman should settle the vetting about 2 hours, so that they could vet more, nominees during the day. You see, that thing they could not put in place. That created this whole problem that we are facing right now. So thank you.
So thank you so much for your words. And so we are coming to you live from the Parliament House. To watch you earlier altercations that perpetrated in the vetting chamber, the minority and the majority, due to the fact that we didn't know whether to proceed with the vetting or not. And so that's what about the altercation. We have all those exclusive visuals if you go into our socials, Facebook and Instagram. And so the majority leader, Mahama Yariga, has resolved that we can't get to work. But the place, of course, will be changed to an alternative place, maybe the speaker's room, where because most of the items here, the tables and the microphones have been destroyed. So even if you want to pursue this vetting, it might not take place. So tomorrow, 10 a.m., we'll continue with the vetting. And he also says that the image of Parliament has been damaged, and so it will take a lot of efforts to really, repair that. And so these were his last words. We'll be coming here tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m., and bringing the continuation of the Minister-Designate that is going to be vetted tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure coming away. Good evening.
That's George Quaining there, my colleague in Parliament for us here on TV3 and also on 3FM 92.7. You just saw everything playing out live, the chaos and the confusion that we saw right there. And a number of you, in fact, towing on the same lines of the majority leader, Mama Yariga, describing this as a disgrace. Anything beyond that is really one that is a blot on our democracy. And Dr. Jonathan Asantiotre is a political analyst, a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, is joining us right now. And Dr. Asantiotre, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. First off, to find out from you, you watched this live on TV3 play out this chaos, and that has led to the destruction of property. With the minority, we saw them lifting tables broken, microphones destroyed, and some fisticuffs in there.
Yeah.
And how does all of this strike you? And for you, what should be the action taking in addressing this matter?
Well, let me say good evening once again to yourself and to your viewers. I think it is quite embarrassing. It is very appalling that we should be witnessing something of that sort, at the vetting committee level. I think it is quite unfortunate that we've gotten to this level, and it is because of the magnanimity of the chairman that all these things have come about. Because I've listened to all sides, and I think that the minority, so to speak, in as much as they might have compromised along the way, I think what they have done is very unpardonable. They will have to be condemned in no uncertain terms. Look, you see, you cannot eat your cake and have it. Neither can you have your cake and eat it. The point is that they're supposed to have a pre-meeting discussion of the president. And that is that no ministry is more important than the other.
Right.
So we are vetting each ministry or each minister nominee 2 solid hours. Now, what that means is that you have this number of questions to ask. You can do a follow-up. When we are done with the 2 hours, whether it has gotten to the minority leader or not, the vetting comes to a close. That is how it should be, so that we will all be more disciplined in the way and manner we ask questions. Because you cannot grant the minority leader a limitless number of questions. How can he alone subject one particular minister nominee to more than 2 hours of torture? What does that mean? And in the end, you don't really ask questions that really elicit something that is more philosophical, that is more tangible, that you see, you can even say that, look, the ABC and D questions that he's asking, these are the answers that they are bringing. Because it appears to me that it is more targeted than merely asking questions that Ghanaians will understand and appreciate the kind of vetting committee that these nominees have been appearing before. And I think that, you see, by tomorrow, they should have agreed that 2 hours or 3 hours maximum. If you are a minority leader, you have this number of questions to ask. If you want to go beyond that, then it must all be within the 3 hours. If all other members of the committee decide to grant their questions to you, they can go ahead. So that you, the minority leader, you can do 2 hours of your minority section. That in itself could be a way of doing the vetting. We cannot, as a nation, allow one individual take everybody, pick everybody, hold everybody by the scruff of the neck. At the end of the day, when you have scheduled that you are going to do 8, you said, oh, we are going to do 3, then you said 4, at the end of the day, they are bringing everything. But you seem to have forgotten that you have taken a lot more hours than anybody else. So it makes a lot of sense that by tomorrow they should have agreed that we are not doing more than 3 hours per each ministry, because no ministry is more important than the other. The government will have to shift. The government will have to come into shape, and then they will have to execute the agenda of the president. And I don't want to think that the minority is trying to scupper whatever the majority or the president intends to have. That aside, you see, I don't think that we should have gotten to this point, because, I mean, if anything at all, if tomorrow is the day that we are supposed to, discuss and vet these 2 important ministries, health and foreign affairs, I mean, it has not also changed anything that we could have allowed, sleeping dogs to lie, so that they can do that tomorrow. You see, you need to judge, or you need to win some and lose some. But the way and manner the minority went about the whole process, I mean, it is not to be desired, and I think that they must be condemned in no uncertain terms.
And in fact, now, what we're learning is that the venue for the vetting would no more be the appointments, that this conference room that the appointments committee has been using all the while, because the equipments there have been destroyed because of this chaos that the minority side of this appointments committee then engaged in. That has led to the destruction of some microphones there and the tables, as we saw, lifted out of the place. Now, beyond just a change of location and what you have just indicated, some engagement What has to be done to ensure that, one, there is some level of control and discipline, as we have seen, and the chair of this committee also being respected, for the lack of better expression?
Well, you see, Alfred, there is one thing that probably escaped me, and of which I think the viewers will have to appreciate. When this unfortunate confusion happened, we did not see the military bearing arms entering the vetting committee room. What we saw were about a handful of policemen. I don't know if they are part of the marshal group, but a handful of policemen bearing no arms. They came in their own capacity to ensure that there is that peace and order. The other issue is that where they intend to have proceedings come tomorrow, obviously it's a small state. And so they will have to cut down the number of people who will come behind, to support the nominee. I think that we have virtually shortchanged the nominees because everybody else, who has come before the committee has had that opportunity of having the support base of those who would have come from far and wide to come and support, him or her. And so I believe that sincerely they will have to put their hands together and ensure that that room, the vetting room, is restored so that we'll have the full capacity, the full complement of the vetting proceedings, because you are not doing that just for those who are within that particular wall. You are doing that, for the viewership and the listenership of all and sundry who are Ghanaians and who are interested in finding exactly, what is going to happen. I think that for this particular alternative that has been given, most likely, as I said earlier on, they have to stick to time. They have to stick to the number of questions. The minority leader cannot have a limitless number of questions to ask. And I listened to him, on your own network, suggesting to the effect that they are being pushed to the wall, and it's like the people are pushing them to boycott, the proceedings and so on and so forth, and that they are not going to boycott today or boycott tomorrow. I think that as a nation we need a minority, because if the majority will not ask the tough questions, the minority will have to do so. And they have to do so that all of us will find out the nominees of the president, what their work is. And that for me is very, very important when it comes to president.
Right.
But that is not to suggest that you just want to unsettle people, try to antagonize them so that they will say A, B, C, and D, that they will be discredited. And that's the more reason why some of us feel, a bit apprehensive when the issue of the altercation between another player and a certain lady is a cast of something. And I think that was...
Well, yeah, I mean, that point well made in there, but quickly before I let you go. So then this a quick one before I let you go. Yes, Dr. Jonathan Churchill, the majority leader was quite clear in his words. This is a blot on the democracy that we've been touted for and on Parliament itself. So this matter, in your view, should it be of concern to the leadership of Parliament to address the chaos that happened?
I don't know if they may want to call up a few of them who were seen, as far as the cameras are concerned, to repudiate them, or they will have to call on each and every one of these individuals to render unqualified apology to Ghanaians and to all and sundry and beyond. That, for me, is something that the Speaker must demand. If not the Chairman, the Speaker must demand of all these individuals who went beyond their limit to do the unthinkable, breaking what the table stands on, the legs of the tables, and all those things. I think that they must render unqualified apology. It has brought a dent as far as the image of Parliament is concerned. We have come a long way. We've done good by ourselves. We have changed government, from the opposition to government, from government to opposition. We've really done well. It is not a perfect democracy. But things of this nature, at this point in time, in 2025, I think at least much to be desired, and I think they will have to render an unqualified apology to Ghanaians and beyond.
And I appreciate you. So what we are seeing on the screen there now is that just a bit of the chaos. If you missed it, Dr. Jonathan Asantiotre is a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast and a political analyst as well. And you see the minority MPs lifting the chairs, some of their chairs, putting on the table, indicating their disapproval of the decision to have Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and Kwabena Mintah Kando vetted. And that led to the destruction of some of the equipment in there, and then also the table that chair is on broken as well. And it is as a result of this destruction that the vetting will not take place at this venue tomorrow. And that also led to some fisticuffs. So you see there, Frank Anodompré and the others also moving the table to indicate that they are not going to allow this vetting to take place. All of that we have on 3news.com, TV3 Ghana on Facebook. You're going to see it. Eventually, we saw also Hassan Tampoli accosting and, in fact, holding the smoke of the majority whip, Nelson Roxon Dafiamekwo, and that led to some near fisticuffs in there. So all of the videos we're just showing you, the full complement of it, you'll see on TV3 Ghana on Facebook and also on 3news.com. I want to say thank you so much for staying with us. Join us same time tomorrow. This is the place to be for everything related to the vetting of these ministerial nominees. Tomorrow, whatever time that they communicate to us, we will be there for you across all media journal platforms. My name is Alfred Okanse. Do have a good night.